Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we're just going to be doing a quick update basically on the black E36 German-spec or E36 M3 Coupe. Okay, so my previous video, we've been through the construction, the reconstruction of the car, of the front quarter. And since then what we've done is we've assembled the car completely basically again, obviously without motor, without interior, right? We've assembled the front suspension, the front bumper, the headlights, and so on like that, and we got the car lined up from there. And once we knew the lining up section of the car was good, or it was where we wanted it to be, we could then move on over to the next stage, which is now the paint stripping stage. So paint stripping this car wasn't too bad, right? But it's exposed a lot of areas. It's exposed a lot of, not dramas. It's not actually, if you compare to the E30s, right, it's not so bad. But now we're able to see exactly what we are dealing with. And we're actually able to tackle the issues at the source and not working. So this is one of the reasons why I always emphasize on basically going back down to metal, right? And no matter how you try and do it, whether it's a blowover, we don't want to really touch on a blowover. We don't want to do a blowover because of these issues here now. If you're flattening down, you can't really see what's exposed currently here, right? We didn't even know that the roof was changed on the car. We couldn't really see the welding on the inside. But we didn't expect to see anything. And even if I look at the pillars, at the back and that, you can't really see welding. So it was covered up very well. But once we've paint stripped, you can actually see the body filler marks over here, and all the other posts. And now when you start digging in, like here also, you can't really see. But on that side there's actually a discrepancy on the pillar, on the B pillar side of it. So again, going back down to metal is a must. The nice thing about going back down to metal is that compared to the E30s, right, the E36 has got a very thin definition line, but it's a line that you can't not miss, right? But compared to the E30 is going to be very sharp over here. It's rounded and very sharp over here, and I always emphasize on this line here, and then the curvature coming back into the arch. The E36 is actually very subtle, but we're able to get this here. We'll be able to get this here back to its original state on there. On the other side of the car, quickly, you'll see this line is actually an issue. So there's a few things that we got to do first here. Number one is, you'll see that firstly, before I get into it, there's different shades of metal or the different shades of silver that you're seeing here, right? This shade over here is basically your protective layer from factory, which we would still want to maintain, right? Because there's nothing better than this layer. It's almost like an e-coat layer. It's not e-coat itself, but it's very similar to an e-coat layer. So you don't really want to take this off here. These areas here that you're seeing in the more shinier metal, or the shinier sides of it, this is areas of where the car was worked on before. So unfortunately, we can't really go back and re-coat this or recoat this here properly. We're going to leave it like that, but we don't want to get the rest of the car looking like this here. So on that side of the car, you'll find like the door is not too bad. We're actually going to obviously do our checks first, and if I see our checks are clear, I'm not going to prep this guy basically back down. We're only going to prep up this section here, for example, and try and maintain. But obviously, we still do have a lot of paint here in the corners and that. Unfortunately, that we'll have to pull that layer off, because the minute we start pulling that off with all our abrasives, that protective coat will come off with it. All right. So we've managed to clean up this area here. I'm going to go through the car with you as well. We managed to clean up this area. The windscreen is loose, so we'll clean up all the way around that silicone, clean up into the corners so we can get a nice clean edge over it. We're going to clean up basically into the corners of the boot lid. The windows are then going to come out, right? These pop-outs are going to come out, pull the beading out, clean into the gutter rails nicely, and then our process is going to start from there. We've cleaned out, we've paint stripped all the way down to the sill basically. So all these areas, you can actually see where they've used Sikaflex. Obviously that's going to come out, and we're going to basically get, this guy's getting new clips right across the board, and there's no discussion around that. I would like to get these jack areas cleaned out nicely, and then just work onto the arches. I see these arches have been rolled before. I'd like to bring the arch back, because the arch does have, by rolling your arch, right? And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a video on rolling arches and the cons, especially on the front fenders. The cons of rolling your arch, what it actually does to the fender, how it distorts the fenders, and yeah. So I'd like to get the arches cleared and so on. So let's just go through the car quickly. The roof has got a lot of work that needs to it. It looks clean, it looks okay, but you can actually see, if you look at it properly and you start inspecting the roof, there's minor dents all over the roof, and that's why you'll actually see the shiny edge here and the original coated edge over there, and that will need filing. Unfortunately, we will have to pull that coat off on the roof. Let's go through the car quickly. And yeah, starting off by the front fender, right, you'll actually see where they've worked. Like I explained to you, the shiny areas over here, that's basically areas that were worked, maybe dents pulled out, and this here is the original clear over here. Not clear, the original coat over there. So unfortunately, on a fender like this here, I would work with about 40% of the fender is basically down to its coat. There is a couple of areas over here, it's maintained the original seam, which is good. That means that the fender is not going to be distorted in that sense. What happens is, when the guys roll the fenders in, this fender tends to pull back. So you'll find the fender pulling back there, and you'll find a bulge more or less in the center. And then when you're trying to line up, you can't understand why is it not lining up. It's purely because of the arch. So obviously the front fender we'll have to go through. The doors are a bit shabby, right? So the doors is a definite that we're going to go through. And what I was talking about is, I'd like to get all these areas cleaned out properly, right, all into the grooves here, especially in here. So the roof was red before, and I've confirmed it has been changed. So all this red previous paint that we'd like to take off from there, because you can see the black over there, and we'd like to try and get a nice clean finish from there. The sills are quite good. It's besides for the one spot over here that's got filler. I'd like to see what's happening there. And then the back fenders are really, or the right hand side back fender is really not bad. We've got a couple of spots there, but obviously once we do our checks and our coating, I'll be able to see more of it, and then we can make a decision of how we're maintaining the original coat. So again, here there's a chunk of body filler here, where if they had taken the roof off, I would have suggested taking it off by the seam. This is an original seam here, and an original seam over here. But okay, so the guys decided to cut it. What I'm going to do is, we're going to take this here all off, have a look at the weld, inspect the weld from the inside as well. If the welding is good, then what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to try and repair this, try and get to the inside repaired, and then we're going to come and lead fill it all the way out and reshape this guy over there. And again, this is what I was talking about with cleaning up the corners. I would like to get that nice and clean, so when we do get the new rubber in, remember the E36 rubber does expose certain areas. I would like to get this section here cleaned out nicely. And on the roof side again, there's minor dents on it. You won't be able to see it on camera, but you can see that they've worked a lot on this area here. And then you've got your normal or your standard coat over there. This is areas that I'm talking about. So these are things that you can't really see by eye, and you'll only pick it up with your coats, with your check coats. Then on the back arch here, they have repaired, so we'll just come and make sure that our dimensions are right, repair these guys here. I don't know what is going on here. I would like to file this down further and see what exactly this is. It looks like lead, but I can't say it's lead because they would have used lead everywhere else in the car. I don't know why they would have used lead only in this area here, so I'll double check that out. The locks are all going to come off again. All these grommets, this here will all get replaced afterwards. So I'd like to clean this guy off as much as possible. And while we are here, I'm going to opt to clean in the taillight section, so we get a nice fresh coat from there. Here's the problem area. So a lot of work has been done to this area, and if I can try and get an angle for you, you'll actually see how bad this pillar is really. So this pillar actually requires a lot of work, right? And if you guys can see here, the pillar is actually dented a lot. There was quite a bit of body filler over here. So I'd like to see basically inspect to see what more is going on here. Try and get this here repaired, and then we'll do a lead fill over here. But first, before we do a lead fill, try and get our line correct here, and then fill it, and then just maintain this gap here. This gap for me does look a bit bigger from the left hand side as to the right hand side. So if you look here quickly, just a quick guide. So it can be that the windscreen is loose, it's moved over, or there can be an issue here. My finger fitting in there, it's actually tight. My whole finger can't get in as to here where my finger actually gets in. So we'd like to get that section right. Then this is what I was talking to you about, is that the definition of the arch, right? So if I go back over to the right hand side quickly, you will actually see here, look at the definition of the arch, right? Looks good there. This side is quite distorted, right? Distorted because of body filler. And this here we couldn't really see on the paint. I didn't pick it up. So it's distorted because of the body filler, and obviously something happened over here. The repair couldn't be done, or it wasn't done the way it's supposed to be done. So, and if you feel here again, the fender is rolled, it's rolled in. That's going to affect a lot of what's happening on top here. So what I would like to do is pull all this body filler off first, do an arch shape, see what is going on, and then from there start working this area here. It's going to be a bit tricky because we can't get, this is a hard area of the car to get to because of the brackets between the cabin and the booth area. But once we do get there and we do find that we can get spacing in there, we can get this line corrected, get the shape of it corrected, pull the dents out of it, get this here corrected, and hopefully bring back the definition of this arch. Then carrying on through the car, you'll see here, this body filler, not all over. So compared to the E30s, this car is not too bad, right? But there is body filler. So again, on this door, there's work to be done on it, and I'd like to clean up all the way here, all the way here. This here, the fender had a lot of body filler. Again, I'm going to come to why, because the fender is actually not too bad. The ear is bent out here, right, of which we'll correct. But besides for the ear being bent out, I don't understand why all the body filler was needed on it when it's actually a decent fender. Then, same story over here. Just before we move, again, here onto the arch, you see the cut and join is somewhere here. I can't even find it. Yes, here's it here. Here's it here. Here's the joint. So we'll have to do this repair. Just what I was talking to you about quickly is that if you look at the body filler patches over here, those are the minute dents that I'm talking about. So again, bonnet has got patches basically everywhere, so we'll have to go through a check on it. It's actually really not a bad bonnet, besides for your corner areas over here. Your fender, this side is actually okay, this side is good, but your fender is a problem over here, and we'll have to build up, and I guarantee you that it's going to be put through, so we'll have to, like here, you'll see, let me see if I can focus in on it. Yeah, so we'll have to build up this area and just strengthen this fender out quite a bit. Okay, so again, I'm going to emphasize on why we've got to go down to metal all the time, and the pros and cons of it. The pros is you get down to the underlying work that's happened on the car, that's been done on the car, and you can redo that, and you've got a better chance of actually seeing what is going on with the car. The con to it is that a lot more work starts from there, right, as to just patching it up, neatening it up. But the pro to that is that there's no shrinkage from it afterwards. There's no chemical reactions from previous work, previous body fillers. You don't know what body fillers they use. You don't know what primers they use as to what you're using now. And I've seen chemical reactions happening with paint products, and this is to avoid that. So sinkage, chemical reactions, and obviously just trying to get it down to its best bet. So as promised, I've given you guys updates on that. We've got quite a few updates happening on the other cars. The Era Silver car that I've put up the other day, that's our biggest challenge car, one of our biggest challenge cars. We've got some updates happening on that, and hopefully by next week I'll be able to do a video on it and show you progress on that car. And let me know what you guys think about this here. Drop me a comment. And it's our first major E36 that we're doing. I'd like to see this Cosmo Black back into action, back into life, and looking the way it's supposed to look. Okay guys, I will see you guys on the next one. Cheers.